Hey guys, so one thing I am constantly asked about is why I overlap blonde hair. We all have learned in beauty school from the first day, bleach it once, it's blonde, bleach it twice, it's gone. And I first want to start off by saying those rules were made and taught many years ago. Way back when the color in bleach was very strong and harsh. You guys have to remember hair products have come so far due to technology. These days we are blessed to have Olaplex, B3, and many other options of bond builders, which keep the hair healthier, longer, and allow us to push the limits a lot further. So my lifelong friend Beth, who is my client today, we are using Fanola No Yellow Cream Lightener because I need something that's a little bit more gentle but still has really good lift. As you know, I'm a Fanola insider. I've been a part of the Fanola family for quite some time now. I love them. I love their products. I would never ever push products I didn't truly believe in. If you're interested in checking out our No Yellow shampoo, our Nutri Restructuring line, which is my go-to of every product on that line. We have lighteners for licensed stylists, everything and over the sun. If you want to check them out, go to fanola.net or salonguys.com, and on either website use Brett10 and you'll receive 10% off your entire order. So Beth came to me about, I'd say 2 months ago, and she had a mess on her hands. She did a DIY, do it yourself, and she had very porous ends from about 4 inches down all the way to the ends. And the first 4 inches of her hair that was healthier was straight orange. So what I had to do was I went in and I did a foil conversion. We did a really tightly packed baby light, and I mean baby lights. Very minimal subsections. This was long, tedious, and hard, but I wanted to kick out as much of that orange as possible. After I did all that, I also added a low light every third or fourth foil using a 7N7G colorants. And then after all that was done, I painted between the first inch or two of every foil. And then that made it more prominent to help us kick out a lot of that orange that was in the base area when I did the root smudge. Now, that was all 8 weeks ago. Today she's back, and as you can see, we have a lot of orange and a lot of brass in that base area where all that orange was exposed during her do-it-yourself bleaching. So we did give her a big chop because we overlapped her hair last time and we cut about 4 inches off. And today I'm going to show you in this video something I'm constantly asked about, and that is how I overlap lightener constantly on my blondes and keep them healthy without melting their hair off. Now you got to remember, you have to use the products that are required to take your client lighter. For example, one thing that irks me the most is when somebody is retouching a blonde. I see this happen a lot of times, is where they'll go in and literally apply the lightener on the new regrowth, kick the ends out, and just fold it up. Now, okay, that's great, that's dandy, but every time we do a highlight, we have a subsection. Whether you have a big subsection or a small subsection, that subsection is always going to be left out, which means there's going to be some darker pieces or regrowth that is not touched during that session. And if you only strictly stick to that new fresh regrowth every time you do a retouch, you're going to start getting things that look beautiful at the root, and then you'll start seeing polka dots going throughout the entire mids and ends. You naturally have to pick out those darker pieces. As you see here, I'll run over. I am overlapping mostly all of her hair, except for about an inch at the ends, because that's the only part that's about a level 9 or 10. That rest of that hair in there from the root on all the way down to that last inch are all orange and old and brassy. We have to kick through that, and if you look closely, I do leave that little 1.5 inches out of the foil and fold it up at the end.
Stuck on the outside, looking up, climbing the last time. I'm not done when I make it over this great wall. I hope you don't know I got stronger. We forget about the way back so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential.
So there is a couple of other things I wanted to touch base on here in today's tutorial since it's a very long one. I also wanted to go over the money area, the money piece area, which is very important. It's very important 99.9% of the time to have a money piece. Most clients want it these days. It's just on trend right now. But there's multiple ways you can take and do it. There's so many different kind of money pieces. Some clients like it chunky and thick. Some clients like it blended and barely there and more reserved. There's so many different kinds. So today, because I plan on hopefully getting her to almost a level perfect 10, there still will be a little bit of dimension, but I do want to have a really strong money piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing very small, very fine baby slices back to back around the entire hairline. I'm not doing 2 really baby fine slices and following it with 4 baby lights with minimal subsections to work my way back in like most of the time I will do. I'm strictly doing straight baby slices around the entire hairline.
Lights go off and on inside too often. Lightning strikes outside, but love's forgotten. We're reaching potential while I'm in the same room, and I'm running so I miss you. Reaching my mind, we forget about the really bad so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential. I knew we had potential. I knew we had potential. Potential. I knew we had potential.
So I've been posting a lot of clients this week on my Instagram story that has been touching on money pieces a lot. This video here was shot several weeks ago, but I'm doing the voiceover now, actually the night before my birthday eve here, December 11th at 9:30 p.m. And I've gotten requests all week to do an in-depth money piece video, and I'm going to do that ASAP. So this is just a little touch right now of what I'm doing in the video on what this video will entail. I'll really break it down one-on-one with the camera and go over tons of tips and tricks, because the most common thing I see with money pieces is breakage. That's something that happens to all of us. That's something that happens when using bleach, but that comes with the territory of being a blonde specialist. But there are little things that you can try to do to alleviate most of that. So there are a few different tricks when overlapping. It can become more time consuming, but it is necessary if you want to give your client their goal color, but also keep the hair as healthy as possible. Only applying lightener to the hair that is darker, even if you have to weave a second time, weaving all the dark pieces and applying to that. I've done a video a while ago where I even apply a second foil to be very safe and apply the lightener on those roots, weave the dark hairs in the mids and ends, take another foil and apply the lightener on those darker pieces, then fold it all up together as one. If you guys want to, I'll do an updated version of this. Let me know down in the comments below. Another big trick I will do is mix my higher volume developer for the fresh regrowth and make a second bowl with a lower developer for the ends to help kick them a little bit. I also like using saturation to my advantage. Example, so I make sure I have a good amount of product, start applying as low as the regrowth allows me, walk my way up, then once my brush has less product, I will take the darker pieces throughout and run over them. Once that is done and my brush is basically dry, I will sometimes quickly run over the blonde ends without really trying to saturate, then kick those lighter ends out of the foil, even the ones I barely saturated. We all know once bleach dries up, it will stop working, and this will allow about a half a level to a level of a lift if possible. I like doing this when I want to kick the cuticle open so that the hair takes toner better. When you guys hear me say that, what I am meaning is sometimes if the hair doesn't have bleach on it, on the ends that is, for a few sessions or months, the hair begins to get healthy again. That sounds like a good thing, I know, but when hair is healthy again, the pigment that was broken up from the bleach begins to find itself together again, which causes brass. That's right, I said it. No hairdresser likes to say it, but it's the truth. Healthy hair, once it starts getting healthy again, will turn brassy. So that means you gotta keep the hair damaged to an extent to keep it really nice and allow the toner to suck up. When you tone, you'll then notice sometimes that the freshly bleached roots will tone very well and the ends won't. So that gives a hot root kind of a look. Another 2 ways you can do it if you are really that scared is to leave whatever lightener is left in the bowl while your client processes. As time goes on, that lightener gets weaker. Then you can apply some shampoo for even more weakening. And at the last 10 to 15 minutes, apply to the ends. Whether you tease them and use foils or just throw it all over is up to you. Second thing you could do is when you rinse your client's hair after pulling all the foils, do an AKA bleach wash, shampoo and lightener, at the bowl for a few minutes. Number 1, the hair is wet, so it dilutes it a bunch. Number 2, there's shampoo in it. 3, it's been sitting, weakening since you finished boiling. These are some tips you guys should try.
Stuck on the outside, looking up, climbing the last time. I'm not done when I look it over. This great wall, I hope you don't know I got stronger. We forget about the really bad so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential. I knew we had potential. I knew we had potential. Potential. I knew we had potential.
You guys, look at that hairline. Look at those money pieces. That's what happens when you do detailed hairline foiling. Video is on the way. Let me tell you, it is going to be good. Make sure you hit that bell and you also subscribe because you don't want to miss it. So what I am doing, I love doing a tap. She likes being blonde all the way to the root, but there are still some tones that need to be counteracted here. You can still see, even though we did a really tightly packed baby light, all that orange that was exposed, this is 2 sessions in, and we still have some left out in there. That was our subsection. That's why it takes time when you're doing baby lights and highlights to make things perfect, but it ends up paying off because you keep the hair healthier instead of just throwing bleach all over it. So I am using Redken Shades EQ, my go-to line for toning, and I am using ANA, which is one of my favorite formulas to root tone with.
Lights go off and on inside too often. Lightning strikes outside, but love's forgotten. We're reaching potential while I'm in the same room, and I'm running so I miss you. Reaching my mind, we forget about the really bad so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential. I knew we had potential. I knew we had potential. Potential.
So last time we did her hair, we did tone her with level 10s, I believe, with Goldwell Colorants. I'll link that first video down below in the description box so you guys can check it out and watch the entire first and second session here today. So I decided to keep her a little bit warmer, and I made it very simple of a formula. You guys know I'm known for mixing tons of colors. That's one of my favorite parts of my job, but I decided to keep it simple and sweet, and I did 9B, 9NB. A little bit of 9B to cancel out any yellow, and 9NB is the tone I wanted mostly, and that is one of the most beautiful colors. It's natural beige. Alright guys, now I'm really slightly tapping those beautiful hairline money pieces. And don't forget, I have a big in-depth video coming soon, so definitely subscribe.
I knew we had potential.
And one of my biggest tips, I can't believe I basically almost forgot, is to use a bond builder. I love Olaplex, you guys know that. I also love Fiber Fix by Fanola. Any bond builder will do. Find one you're comfortable with, that you love and trust. They also have a lot of bleaches with technology coming out now that have it built in. Schwarzkopf Blami was my ride or die for a very long time. And that actually was one of the first lighteners to have a bond builder built into it. So as long as you're using a lightener with a bond builder built into it, or Olaplex or Fiber Fix or B3, you will be good because that adds extra protection. Do not think of it as, you know, saving the hair's life. I like to tell my clients and explain it like this. Think of it as putting your seatbelt on. You still don't want to drive off a cliff. You could die, but at the same time, it gives you extra protection.
Looking up, climbing the last time. I'm not done when I make it over this great wall. I hope you don't know I got stronger. We forget about the way back so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential. I knew we had potential. I knew we had potential. Potential. I knew we had potential. Lights go off and on inside too often. Lightning strikes outside, but love's forgotten. We're reaching potential.
Alright guys, so I'm going to explain to you what I use on 99.9% of my clients when I am about to blow dry them. I have different things and how I like to use them, but I'm going to start out with Kenra's Heat Silkening Cream. And I'm going to mix, malfunction, that just shut up. I'm going to mix that with Fanola's Restructuring Serum, okay? 2 pumps of that. Because everybody's always like, how does the hair always feel so good after you bleach it? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going to get it in the hair, you work your way through. And another secret is don't be scared to bring it around the face or the scalp when they have fine hair, because you don't want it to look weighed down or whatever. These products won't do that. And you want to make sure you get that health back into the hair.
It smells really good.
It does. And then I'm going to take number 6 Blowout Cream by Olaplex. The Bond Smoother. Okay, put some of that in. Work it through.
That smells so good.
Everything I use, it just smells
Oh my God.
amazing, I swear. I'm not even like saying that
like
out of being
heaven.
biased. And make sure you work it around the hair, get it all in there. Alright, so I'm gonna blot my hands with the towel. Then I'm gonna take the Restructuring leave-in spray. If you're gonna use one product and you only have a budget, use this. A couple squirts is all you need. Every hair texture it's fine and perfect for. And then my other go-to of all time is Pillow Proof by Redken. This is my favorite heat protectant. Even though I use the Kenra Silkening Cream, I'm always gonna add the Pillow Proof. I have like 1,000,000 bottles of this stuff. That's it for now. So now I'm going to go in and I'm gonna blow dry her. But the key here is where I see people make a lot of mistakes. People get crazy and they're always in a rush, and they don't want to take the time. And they rough dry the hair by using their hand going like this and just having the air up from the blow dryer go all over. That's a no-no. Even though she has fine hair and you could probably get away with that, if somebody has thick hair, that's a definite no-no. But I'm gonna show you why my hair always comes out really, really good. Even though it's fine, I'm not doing that. I'm going to basically go in section by section. And then I always cool the hair with the cold shot button after the section is dry. That's gonna seal the hair down just like the cold water does on the hair when you are rinsing the hair out. All right, so she's detangled, brushing it all back. She had bleach on her hair for what, 2 hours? And there's only like 2 hairs in the brush. Okay, so now I'm gonna take her hair and section it down the middle. And then I'm gonna section the front 2 pieces off. Wow, this is looking really good. She had some orange banding because we had a lot of, I'll link her first video down below of what we did and where we started. So I'm gonna clip this aside. We're gonna clip this aside over here. And then I'm gonna blow dry, show you guys that, and I'll come back and let you guys know what I do after that. So keep watching. Clients always ask me what my little tips and tricks are for a good blowout and why their hair always feels better after I bleach it when we're finishing than it did when they first came in. And the truth behind it is everything that I'm doing. It starts with the bleach. It starts with the Olaplex treatment. It starts with the good products and the money I spend on them. It starts with every styling product. It starts with the cold water when I rinse out the conditioner. It starts with the cold shotting of the blow dryer, not roughing the hair up. There's so many factors that are at play here, and it's not just one thing. It is way more and way deeper than just a good blowout.
Stuck on the outside, looking up, climbing the last time. I'm not done when I make it over this great wall. I hope you don't know I got stronger. We forget about the really bad so fast. All that's left is good times, so sad. We're reaching potential. I knew we had potential. I knew we had potential.
All right, guys, look how beautiful her hair is. Let me show you guys. We love this color. We're getting there. Remember, she used to have that orange. I'm gonna link the video from the first session down below. But we're seeing a lot of process. And we had that Fanola lightener on her hair forever. And like she said, she loved it. It was very, 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 very not damaging. And she said if it was any other bleach, what was your exact words?
If it was any other bleach, it would have ruined my hair.
Exactly, because it was literally on her hair after I got done foiling for like 2 hours while her husband or boyfriend cut my hair. Okay, so now what I do after that's done, I take Kenra's Silkening Gloss, which is my favorite. I'm about to start selling this. And I take a couple of pumps. And then I take my holy grail, Olaplex number 7, which this has lasted me for 18 weeks that I've been here on all my clients. And you can tap it. I do a couple. I don't really worry about how much. And then I go in and I put it all over the hair. And don't be scared that she has fine hair because it's not going to weigh it down like that.
No.
It feels so good.
It didn't last time either.
And then I always go around the face so you don't forget the most important face frame because those always break first.
Yeah.
And then I do underneath. She's growing her short undercut out.
My quarantine mistake.
Take my comb, because we just dusted her, trimmed her, comb through, and now I'm going to take my JZ curling iron, and I'm going to wave her quickly, and I'll be back in 2 minutes to show you guys the final results.
I knew we had potential. Lights go off and on inside too often.
Alright guys, this is the final result. We have now beach waved her. Look how much pop those money pieces have and how everything just comes together. I am obsessed with these results. Let me know down below video ideas you want to see in the future. Give me a ton of them. I want to put out what you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time a video goes up. I'm trying to post at least Monday and Friday every single week. Until the next one, guys, so long for now.
Forget about the rebate so fast.